This was supposed to be my weekend off. But no. You got me out here dragging your heavy ass through the burning desert with your dreadlocks sticking out the back of my parachute. You gotta come down here with an attitude, acting all big and bad. And what the hell is that smell?
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jonathan. I'm here doing part 3 of my series on movie collecting. Sorry it's taken me so long to get back to this one. It's been a really busy 3 weeks or so. We started our new series on Sons of Anarchy, and that's taken up what little bit of time that I have to shoot videos. So but I promised you guys part 3, so here it is. At the end of the last one, and like I said, I really am sorry for the abrupt cutoff on that one. I actually had shot another 2 or 3 minutes for that one, but I decided to cut it and just do a whole nother episode. So I kind of cut myself off in the middle of saying something. But we were talking about OCD when it comes to movie collecting. And that's what I want to discuss, because that's kind of our main thing. Is Michael and I both have some OCD tendencies. Michael especially. And that has really carried forward into collecting. You know, like I was telling you in the first part, we have a process that we have set up, finding what we want, finding out when it's going to be released, all that stuff. I just wanted to show you a little bit more about some of the other stuff that goes on. This is our movie folder. No, this doesn't contain lists of what we have or anything. I'll show you that later. What this is, these are printed out calendar pages that we have written down what is coming out when on. As you can see, October, Tuesdays, we have 7th, 14th, 21st, stuff coming out on all those that we want to get, that we have written down. November, we've got a couple of things there. December, we check the websites, we update this, we keep track. When it gets closer to time, we start going on sites, finding out what the price is going to be, finding out what the special features are, finding out if they're old releases, if they're going to be worth picking up. And sometimes that is one of the things that you have to traverse. It's a pitfall of movie collecting. Sometimes things get released that are older movies, but maybe you don't feel the need to spend $15, $20, $25 on a re-release of a movie. Sometimes you may not feel like double dipping. Now, double dipping is a term that maybe you don't know, but double dipping is basically when you buy something twice, when you rebuy something that you already own. Our main tendency on that is doing it with the same format. We may double dip on something and buy it twice on Blu-ray. You know, sometimes it's buying something on Blu-ray that hasn't been released before. And some of the things that you have to look for, is it worth it? Is it a movie that you really feel the need to own on that format? Are there special features that make it worth it? Does it have a better audio mix? Do you think that it's going to have a better video for it? Because let's be honest, sometimes the Blu-ray transfer isn't that great, especially on older movies. We've been surprised by a couple. One of the best Blu-ray update transfers that I've probably ever seen was actually the one for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It was amazing. Sometimes you get gems like that, but You just have to decide, do I really need this? You know? And if you're double dipping on Blu-ray, then you really have to decide if it's going to be worth it. It has to really be something special. Most of the time for us, the only reason why we will really double dip something on Blu-ray is if it is an anniversary edition, or an unrated edition, or steelbook, or something along those lines. Or maybe it's that they put out a collection with all the rest of the movies, which is something that we've done a couple of times recently. They're really starting to get big on doing collections of series, and I love getting those. One of the other big pitfalls that can come around to movie collecting, especially when you start to amass a great quantity of them, is the age-old question that me and Michael go through all the time. Do we already own this? Because that has happened to us before. It's not very often. But it actually happened to me somewhat recently. I picked something up that I found that I knew that I already owned, but I picked it up on Steelbook. I already owned it on Steelbook, and we didn't know. You have to keep track. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, how do you keep track when you have so many? Yes, believe me, the struggle is real. By our last count, I think we had close to 1,500 total. We have a program. Let me show it to you. And then there are things like this. I'm not sure how well you guys can really see this, but this is my brother's computer. This is our DVD profiling program. Yes, we actually have a computer program to keep track of everything that we own. And as you can see by the pile of movies on the floor, we're actually, well, not we, my brother's been working on it, but he has been re-entering everything we own because the stupid computer program decided to crash and deleted everything that we had in there. Which, in case you forgot, is a lot. Now, that is a program called DVD Profiler 3. And basically what you do is you open it up, you type in the UPC code on the back, pulls up the information for the movie, saves it in there. Tells you everything you want to know about the movie, but the most important thing is it keeps track and it keeps account for you. Now, we've had that program for a while, and we recently found out that you can go to this company's website, type in your username and password, and be able to pull it up on your phone. And so we actually have a way to look up our collection, for the most part, on our phone, like when we're in a store, in case we can't remember if we own something. Because that is something that happens, and it's a sad, sad thing. It's funny and it's sad that we'll be standing in the middle of the store saying, do we already own this or not? I can't remember. But it happens. It happens, and it amuses me every time it happens. Now, just one last little thing that I really want to talk about for this video, and I'm gonna cut myself off. Don't let opportunities pass you by. You know, if we're out and we see something, we try not to let any opportunity pass us by. Sales, things that we find that we know we may not be able to find again. Actually, just today, or I guess technically yesterday, the new movies came out. My brother went to go pick up a couple of things, and he texted me while I was at work, and he found the special edition of the Wolverine on sale. So I finally got that picked up. That's one that I've been wanting since it came out. It came out, there was like 3 different editions of it. I wanted the special edition, obviously. Wasn't able to pick it up when it was out new and it was on sale, and then haven't been able to find it since. And we finally found one. I let that opportunity pass me by, and I had to wait, and I've had to wait, what, 3-4 months now, something like that, to be able to pick it up. Another kind of funny little story, it's probably 3-4 weeks ago. If you're a gamer, you'll probably remember the day because it was the day that Destiny was released. Best Buy was opening up at midnight. We went over there, not for the Destiny release. We had no desire for that, but Captain America and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. were being released that day, so we were like, well, the store's going to be open at midnight. They're going to have all the new stuff out. So we went to go pick that up. We're surrounded by gaming nerds and gamers picking up Destiny, buying PS4s. What did we do? We bought like $240 worth of movies because we found an entire cache of steelbooks that were brand new and we hadn't seen yet. Things like that happen. Unexpected moments will arise where you find a whole bunch of really awesome stuff. And what do? We did not let the opportunity pass us by. There's a flip side to that coin though. Sometimes you have to decide whether a better opportunity is going to arise in the future. Maybe you'll see something. Maybe it's something that's a new release to Blu-ray. You know, not a new movie, but like an older movie that they've upscaled and formatted to Blu-ray and put out. Now, sometimes you might find those, but sometimes it's going to be a really bare bones disc. And you have to look and think, are they going to do a better edition of this in the future? And is it worth holding off and waiting for? Or maybe it's going to be, maybe it's part of a series. You got to think, are they going to do a complete collection series for this in the future? We went through that with Ghostbusters. Picked up Ghostbusters on Blu-ray, and not very long after we picked that up, we read that they were going to do a double pack, both of them, which we now own. It was a double dip for us, but it's Ghostbusters. It was okay. Those are things that you have to think about. Always remember, always try to remember the rules. Plan ahead. Look up dates, look up price. Know what you're getting into. Go into the store with a plan. Execute that plan. But don't ever let an opportunity pass you by unless you think a better opportunity is going to be coming around the corner. Follow these simple rules and you too can become a movie collector. And it's the greatest thing in the world. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I got some stuff coming up. I'll hopefully have another video up in a few days explaining what's next for me. If you haven't checked out our Sons of Anarchy reviews, do that. Go to our page. They're called To Be or Not To Be. And I'll see you next time.